This is MaxFly 101, streaming out of St. Andrews, West Ontario. This afternoon I'm going to do a short video on mounting Saitek HOTAS. HOTAS, I don't know if you know what that stands for, but that's a hands-on throttle and stick for a flight simulator. So I'm going to be playing with how I mounted this onto a new desk I'm working on. So I put together this little presentation. It's got some pictures in it, mounting of the Saitek HOTAS. Here's a picture of the Saitek joystick and throttle control. This one here is a model X56. It is one version newer than mine. Mine is an X55, basically the same unit. Mine is got yellow marking as opposed to this blue color, but most of the controls are the same. I'm sure they did a few updates on the controller. And so it was mounting this onto my desk that I was wanting to do. So this here is a picture of my flight simulator. Well, it's taken apart quite now, and I've just put a new front desk on it. This is for mounting my controls, my yoke and HOTAS and all this sort of stuff. So it's on this front desk here that I'm wanting to mount that HOTAS device. So what I could have done, I guess I could have drilled holes and screws right through the top of this, and I didn't really want to do that because I don't really want to mess this surface up, and if I want to move it around I don't really want it full of holes. Of course I could have used some Velcro tape and just Velcro taped it on, but whenever you move something you have to pull it off and redo that, so it's not really what I wanted to do. And the Saitek, some of the other devices, they have a very good mounting device. You just screw them from underneath and they just mount onto the edge of a table. So I decided to take this unit, which is my Saitek trim wheel, and here's the mounting device on it. There's a screw in the bottom of this, and you just slip this over the edge of the desk and you can just mount it right on. Well, I thought, well, if I can somehow or other attach to this to the HOTAS device, then I'll be able to mount it all as one unit. So what I did is I took a piece of plywood, and this piece of plywood here is it's rectangular, the size of the base of my HOTAS stick, and I took the router and I just routed out an area which was the size of the plate from the Saitek trim wheel, and I just used my router to do that. Just a picture of my router. So what I ended up that I was able to mount the Saitek trim wheel. This is the clamping device that clamps the trim wheel to the table, and I attached that to this piece of plywood. Then all I did is I reattached the trim wheel to the plate on the Saitek mounting device to mount the trim wheel onto the desk. And here's that piece of wood, and it is screwed on to that mounting device. Then all I did is I just screwed this, just mounted this onto the edge of the desk, and I placed the Saitek stick on the top of that piece of plywood, put the two screws that came through the piece of plywood, screwed it on there, and now the whole device is being secured to the desk with the Saitek trim wheel. After I'm all said and done, this is sort of what it looks like. There I have my trim wheel. The trim wheel is holding the trim wheel on, and it's also holding the Saitek stick on. I've placed an additional Saitek throttle beside it, and I've been having some trouble with my yoke. I have to have it repaired. So for the interim, I have my old CH yoke beside this. So when I really have this all set up properly, I'm going to be removing this throttle quadrant up here, and I have an additional, or I will have an additional throttle, Saitek throttle, so I'll have the 6 levers right along the side here. So that was all there was to this short little video. So we'll see you later. Take care. Bye.